Welcome to my channel, Final Verdict.
Your name, ma'am?
Janelle Smith.
All right. And where are we on this? This is a termination case.
Correct, Your Honor.
And the basis for the termination is?
The basis of the termination is lease agreement has ended, and also, there's the tenant has been having problems being able to pay for rent, and she has like 2 years worth of rent payment and utilities that has accrued.
So is the lease ended?
I never had a lease with her, and the whole thing was back in September. I had a fire at the house. The fire department came out, and the city ended up saying that the house was uninhabitable because the toilet fell through. Angela let me stay there for free, but what happened was when the fire department came out and they saw that the toilet was falling through, that the fire was in the wall, her father, which we were on the call last week, got upset about it, and the city came out and said that the house, I couldn't live there. So that's what the situation is with this.
And may I add on to this? We've tried to work with Janelle to try and find a time for maintenance, and we've done a lot of maintenance, and we're actually actively working with the city. But however, because she hasn't been very cooperative, she hasn't really responded to my text on, I asked her, what is her availability? Can I provide contractors to come in? She never really replied back to me, and I have text messages and screenshots to show that case.
First thing is I guess my first question is the house registered with the city to rent?
So I gave...
Hold on. Yes, ma'am. Ms. Chen?
Yes, we are actively working with the city, and we got approval with the city last year, and everything was last year or 2 years ago.
Does it have a current valid certificate of compliance?
Not currently. We're working with the city to but because of the repairs that Janelle mentioned, that we need to fix the subflooring on the toilet. That was one of the biggest issue. But because we can't have access to the premise, and my father has been a lot of the.
I don't know who can't. I mean, there are ways of getting access to the premises, even if he disagrees to get access. So I'm not sure.
That was not what happened. He came in, he changed the locks.
Who changed the locks?
Her father. The city came out.
When?
This happened in December. I submitted all the paperwork from the city and everything, how he came out.
Yeah, that's fine. But he came.
And he removed my things.
He what?
And he removed my belongings.
May I interject, Your Honor? During that time, this is an emergency situation. We had to have, the boiler is out, and we had to have, there was no heat in the house, and this is back in November. And I could give you the specific dates. I've let Janelle know beforehand that my father was going to be on premise. I gave her a 24-hour heads up and let her know, and she knows that it is like.
Ma'am, I'm just going to stop you. Were the locks changed?
The locks, my father mentioned that there were no access to the premise, and he. I
don't know what that means. Did he change the locks?
He did. Yes, correct. From my understanding.
Why?
But because he couldn't get in the premise, but he did provide Janelle with the key. The new key.
Did he give you a key?
No, what happened was the police came because he showed up unannounced. I came home. He pushed me out the house. The police came and he changed the locks, and they made him take the lock off and put the initial lock back on. That's what happened when the police came.
But we never have access to like we're not able to have access to do any repairs in this case. And he did tell the police that he was going to give the keys to you, right, Janelle?
No, they made him, the city guy was in the police and they made him put the original lock back on.
All right. So are you requesting a money judgment in this case?
In this case, I would love to just have a motion to evict the tenant.
Because you requested a money judgment on this case, and there's going to be a huge problem with that. The other question is, I guess,
Yes, I did. We request a money judgment because I've always been in contact with Janelle. I always provide a clear payment ledger with her during that time, and all those are forwarded through email.
so, ma'am, did you file this complaint?
My father and I, yes, we filed the complaint.
Okay. And that's David, is your
Correct.
father?
That's right. My father's name is David.
Who owns the property?
I own the property, but recently we just filed to joint ownership on the property.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure recently because he got called out last week. I'm concerned about some of the allegations that are made in here. There was a lease.
Mm-hmm. That lease was...
And the lease has expired?
I never had a lease.
No, Janelle, you have a copy.
So what happened
Back in
was...
2023, it is in your email.
In 2023, that went through 2024?
Correct. You can refer back to your email, Janelle. This was
came out and did an inspection and said that the house...
When did they do the inspection?
They came back in September. They came in December, and what they said was
December of
2025, like December 9th or 10th. And what they said was they were like, everyone needs to be on the same lease. What her father told us was that we all have to say that we're related, everyone, because it was a rooming house, and they said it was an illegal rooming house.
Oh my God! Are you
Because
kidding me?
it's
So
not zoned for that, and I put that in.
no, I saw that, but so how many people were renting this place?
There were 6.
no.
Is that right, Miss Chen?
No, there isn't that many people. There's right now three other people living there.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I can. Yes, it is.
But your certificate was for a single family dwelling, right?
When I had the certificate, I used to live on premise, and it was
But you
yes,
lived on the
now
premises. Okay.
Yeah.
So that I get.
But then it was. But now because I'm no longer. Yes, you're right. We have to be a single family home.
Right, because you're not on the premises. I get
Correct.
that.
Yes.
So when did you leave the premises? Jeez.
So this was around 2020.
Okay.
That's incorrect. I moved in September of 2019. She did not live there. I live with 4 or 5 other people.
Well, I don't, if she says she was residing there, I'm not gonna go back that far. It doesn't really
Yeah,
matter, because at some point she moves out. When she moves out, that's when the character of the premises change, and it has to be something different once she leaves. So whether she was there or not in 19, it's irrelevant, quite frankly, for what I have here. But
And we've been very generous to Janelle. We've let her stay there due to, I know she had a lot of hardships with, trying to get financial aid and having.
ma'am, well, there's one thing in being generous, and there's also another thing in saying you can stay here, but I'm not going to follow the law. Those are very different things, and I'm not saying they're mutually exclusive, but they are very different things. And the question is from the court standpoint, is you're terminating her tenancy. Are there other people still residing in the place?
Yes.
I'm open to terminating everyone's tenancy, but yes, there
You can
is.
go ahead and do that. I'm trying to figure out, ma'am, why, if I have a group of people living on the premises, and or at some point would have been informed by the city that it's a single-family dwelling, why I have one case for one tenant?
You are right. We are, currently, we never changed back to a single family dwelling in which, and the lease has been.
Yeah, but I get that. My question is why is this defendant here, but the others that are there not?
They are, so from, they are allowed on the premise.
They being whom? These other tenants?
These other tenants.
What do you mean they're allowed on the premise?
They are, we have permission for them to live there.
From whom?
From me.
No. Let me try this again. The house is supposed to be a single-family dwelling.
Yes.
The individuals, as I'm to understand it, are not a single family. You have basically rooms or that are being rented.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have no certificate of compliance.
Not for this year.
Right. And then, for whatever the reason, Ms. Smith is brought before the court for a termination of her lease or a termination of her tenancy.
Yes, correct.
And I'm trying to figure out why her and not the others.
The others have consistently, paying me we have a rent arrangement with the other tenant, and they have been paying.
Okay, so maybe you really need to get an attorney, because under the Ipsy City ordinance as well as state law, if you don't have a certificate of compliance, you can't charge rent. So if you're kicking her out because she won't pay rent, you can't do that under the Ipsy City ordinance, because she doesn't have to pay rent because you don't have a certificate of compliance.
I understand, and we're working towards the compliance aspect and trying to get.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to let you know this. Here's what I'm going to do, because everybody's saying these things, and I understand you say you understand, but I don't think you do understand.
You could be facing serious legal trouble, especially for changing the locks and moving her belongings out of a place she has a right to occupy. You may also be in trouble because you're renting the property out while trying to evict her, yet you don't have a valid certificate of occupancy. And a major reason you're attempting to evict her is non-payment of rent, but she may not be legally required to pay if the property isn't in compliance. Because of these issues, I'm scheduling this matter for a final settlement conference. Let's set a date. We have February 10th available. All right, February 10th, 2026, at 9 a.m. This will be an in-person hearing, no Zoom appearances. Everyone must be present in court and explain directly what happened. Thank you, because something here clearly isn't right. All right, thank you.